made you betray your own family? 2 weeks ago, my sister's husband-to-be kissed me right outside her bedroom door, 2 weeks before their wedding. I was sitting in the bridal suite bathroom, the stress of what happened still eating me from the inside. Weeks later, my sister knocked on the door asking if I was okay, and I could help with the veil. I stepped out the room, still queasy. Can you believe it's actually happening? After everything, she said, her face glowing as she touched her belly. 2 miscarriages, years of therapy, medications, nights she almost took her own life, and finally, she had a healthy baby on the way. The only problem was the kiss. My hands trembled. 2 weeks earlier, after my sister's bachelorette party, her fiancé pulled me aside and pushed me against the wall, pressing his lips to mine while my sister slept peacefully on the sofa. I froze, completely panicking. He held my wrist down painfully. I stomped on his foot and shoved him off, immediately wiping my mouth with my sleeve. He laughed at my expression. I've wanted to do that since I met you both, he said, taking a strand of my hair and sniffing it. I knew I picked the wrong sister. He tried to pull me back, but this time I ran, locking myself in the bathroom. Open up, I can explain, he said. I leaned against the door, tears staining my face. You kissed me. You're evil. He paused, shaking the doorknob while my heart raced. Then he stopped altogether. If you tell your sister, imagine what would happen. We're getting married. She's pregnant. What about the baby? The miscarriages? Her happy future? So if you don't want something bad to happen, I suggest you keep your mouth shut. I slumped down against the door, listening to his footsteps fade in the distance. I crawled over to the toilet and threw up. Brushed my teeth for 2 hours, and even then I could still taste his whiskey breath. After that, I couldn't sleep or eat, couldn't face my sister or anyone in the family. While he acted like nothing happened, acted like he didn't violate me. But as much as I wanted to kick him out of the family, I couldn't open up. I told myself I'd tell my sister, but I never could. Each time I wanted to, she just looked so happy. It was the fiancé who was at fault. So why is it that my sister would end up the one getting the most hurt out of this? It wasn't fair. She already went through so much. And so I kept up the facade until now, 20 minutes before she walked down the aisle, stomach twisting and my heart torn. I kept questioning everything. Did that even count as a real kiss? Maybe I could pretend it never happened, take the secret to my grave. But then I remembered his words. I picked the wrong sister. That wasn't just a drunk mistake. He meant it. But if I tell the truth, my sister might blame me anyway. Why was I alone with him in the hallway? Why didn't I tell her right away? Or call for help? Or do anything except for hiding like some coward in the bathroom? I knew these thoughts were insane, but I couldn't stop them. I had minutes to decide. Tell her and destroy her life, her baby's future, her will to live, or stay silent and let her marry someone who betrayed her with her own sister. I chose silence. I told myself she had the baby, the stability, the future she'd always gushed about since we were kids. The kiss already happened. Telling her wouldn't unkiss me, I thought logically, but it was all just copium. But maybe he'd be faithful from now on. Maybe guilt would make him a better person, a good loving husband, a doting father. Even with all of these positive thoughts, I couldn't shake the feeling that maybe I was wrong. But during the ceremony, when the priest asked about objections and my eyes met the groom's, I bit my tongue, digging my nails into my palm until it bled. I now pronounce you husband and wife. God, what have I done? 8 months after the wedding, everything continued to spiral out of control. My sister found an earring in his car, one that clearly wasn't hers. She called me crying at 2 a.m., realizing how her friend from the book club had gotten pregnant by her husband. All the evidence from one earring. Oh God, she said, her voice jumping from sadness to outrage. Did he do something to you too? I couldn't speak. Her breathing sounded ragged through the phone. I knew something was wrong. You acted so strange before the wedding. You should have gone to me. Her voice broke. I'm your older sister. I'm supposed to protect you. You make me feel so useless. She hung up, taking in all the guilt I had been carrying for months alone. She ended up staying with him for the baby, but she became cold, paranoid, protective. My nephew's first birthday, she held my hand the entire party. I keep thinking about you, scared and alone in that bathroom. Some sister I am. Her eyes were hollow. I couldn't protect you then, but I will now. That's when I understood. I'd kept the secret to save her from betrayal, but gave her something worse. She spent every day believing she'd failed me, that her happiness came at the cost of my trauma. The truth was, I could have stopped it all, but now she carried my guilt as her own, and I couldn't tell her otherwise without revealing I'd let her marry a predator.